UFC 273 predictions video, of course, taking place on Saturday, April 9th. I'm just going to give my predictions for the main card. Keep in mind, card subject to change. Starting off in the UFC middleweight division, we have Kelvin Gastelum versus a late replacement in Duplessis. Not a lot of people know much about Duplessis as he was signed with another, he was about to go to another organization, and then the UFC brought him in, and he's had 2 fights and has won both those fights. Kelvin Gastelum, of course, had that epic fight with Israel Adesanya, but he hasn't really impressed me since then. He's won a fight or two since then, but nothing that impressive. I don't know if Gastelum is in the right weight class. Obviously, it's hard to cut weight for some people, but maybe he needs to go down to welterweight if he can. I know he's fought there before, but I'm actually going to pick Duplessis in this fight simply because I don't think we've seen everything that he can do, and I think he's going to do more against Gastelum and win the fight. And it's always the talk of, is Gastelum on his way out during each fight as of late. So I think Duplessis is going to win, and this may be it for Gastelum, depending on if he has another fight left on his contract, or they just might cut him regardless of that. Next up in the UFC heavyweight division, we have Lair Latifi versus Alexi Olynyk. Now, Latifi is the favorite. I have not been impressed with anything that Latifi's done that I've seen him do. All his fights have been kind of not that fun, very lackluster, and he just doesn't impress me. Now, Alexi Olynyk is very old, and he wins, he loses, he wins, he loses. I am going to pick the underdog for this one. As I did, I believe, in the last one. I am going to pick Alexi Olynyk to beat Lair Latifi, and hopefully it's with the Ezekiel choke, because that would be awesome, and I haven't seen him do that for a while now. So that's my prediction, and I'm sure a lot of you will probably disagree, but hey, that's my take on things. In the women's strawweight division, we have Mckenzie Dern versus Tisha Torres. I was kind of torn on this one. I'm really not sure which direction to go. I think Tisha Torres is on a 3-fight winning streak. Well, she is on a 3-fight winning streak. And Mckenzie Dern, she could be a big deal here. I'm going to pick Tisha Torres in this one. Now, it's even right now. That's why I had such a hard time. And I don't go off of who the favorite is. I just pick who I want to pick. And then we go from there. Although sometimes I need to leave emotion out of it and pick guys that will probably win, even though I love the fighter that they're fighting. But I'm going to go with Tisha Torres on here. I think, she'll be on a 4-fight winning streak after this and may be lined up to face the winner of Shevchenko. Shevchenko's fighting somebody at UFC 275 in Singapore, and I can't remember who it is, but I think she faces the winner of that fight here. I could be wrong, but hey, that's my prediction. Here's the fight that I think everybody wants to see in the UFC welterweight division. We have Gilbert Burns versus Khamzat Chimaev. What is Chimaev capable of doing? We haven't really seen much of him. He fights a couple times a month sometimes, but we don't really see a lot of him. There hasn't been any issues with his armor, although his last fight against Jingling, I wasn't overly impressed with Jingling as an opponent because he did absolutely nothing. And I think this is going to be a big test for Chimaev. Gilbert Burns is undersized against him and has the lower reach. He stunned the champion, Kamaru Usman. Can he do the same with Chimaev? I don't think he's going to. First of all, I think Gilbert Burns is in the wrong division. I think he needs to be a lightweight personally, and I think Chimaev gets the job done. And winning this fight should get him a title shot against Kamaru Usman if the cards are on the table right. So I'm picking Chimaev, and he is the betting favorite. I don't know. Maybe Burns somehow, some way pulls it off, and it's possible. Maybe Chimaev just hasn't had any competition, but I think Chimaev is going to win this fight. And then we have our first title fight of the evening in the UFC strawweight division. I'm sorry, not strawweight division, bantamweight division. We have the champion, if you want to call him that, Aljamain Sterling versus the interim champion, Pyotr Jan Obviously, we know what happened in the last fight that they had. Sterling had his hands on the ground, and Jan hit him with a knee right in the head, and he was disqualified. And Sterling won the title because of that. And he kind of threw it down immediately when they put it around his waist. But now he's been flaunting the belt like he's a champion. Now, initially when they fought, I actually predicted Aljamain Sterling to win. I thought he was more crafty, and I thought somehow, some way that he'd pull it off. He looked his best in the first round. Pyotr Jan took all that and then started dominating him. So I am going to go with Pyotr Jan, and he has made it to the States, so there's going to be no issues with his visa, unfortunately, for Aljamain Sterling. But if Sterling wins, good for him, but I just think Pyotr Jan is a dominant force in this division. And if Henry Cejudo wants to keep talking shit, I would love to see a matchup between Pyotr Jan and Henry Cejudo. That, I think, would be a fun fight. So Pyotr Jan will be the undisputed bantamweight champion after this fight, I think. And he is the favorite right now. And then in the main event of the evening, in the UFC featherweight division, we have Chung Sung Jung, the Korean Zombie, versus Alexander Volkanovski. Volkanovski's looked pretty good. I don't know how he survived those chokes, that triangle by Brian Ortega and the guillotine. He showed me a lot. I think that fight made him a star. Personally, I think it made him a star. Maybe not the highest drawing star, but certainly somebody that you go, oh, Volkanovski's on the card, so you got to order it because he has on there. He is a very good fighter, and this should not be the Korean Zombie. They should have rescheduled this fight because Max Holloway was initially supposed to fight Volkanovski, and something happened to Holloway where he's hurt. I'm not really sure what happened, but he pulled out for some reason. Probably hurt, but I didn't actually hear the exact words. So I think Volkanovski gets the job done. Unfortunately, they have to have this fight. I think they should have postponed it until Max Holloway was healthy, depending on how long that would be. I just don't think the Zombie deserves the shot. But hey, if he wins, that would be a good story. But I think Volkanovski is going to win and retain his bantamweight championship. Why can't I keep featherweight championship of the world? So again, just to go over the people I think are going to win. I think that Plessis is going to win. I think Alexi Olynyk is going to win. Tisha Torres, Khamzat Chimaev, Pyotr Jan, and Alexander Volkanovski are going to win. So, if you're a fan of UFC and you like JDev TV and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, make sure you smash that like button. If you know anybody that would be interested in this video, or if you want to share this on any of your social media platforms, do it. That'd be great. I'm not asking you, though, but if you want to, hey, I'm not going to stop you. Sound off in the comments section about what your predictions are. Who do you think is going to win? Future fights that you want to see. Tell me how crazy I am for predicting Kelvin Gastelum to lose or predicting Pyotr Jan to win, which I think a lot of people are going to go with Pyotr Jan, but I'm just trying to say that. If you think my predictions are completely wrong, let me know in the comments section at least. I mean, if you want to diss on me, that's fine. It would be nice if I heard some disses. And of course, last but certainly not least, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.